Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. And oh my, the XRP drama created by the SEC continues. Arrington, XRP Capital founder and TechCrunch founder Michael Arrington has said that the SEC wants Ripple dead in a new interview. I'm going to go through with you and share what he had to say as well as some of my own thoughts on this. And Arrington makes some incredible points. He's not the type to hold back. Let's just say that. So it's definitely an interesting conversation. Now, I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I just think it's enjoyable to talk about these things. I'm just as interested in XRP and everything surrounding it as you are. But I just run this this channel as a hobby. It is nothing more than that. But I appreciate all the support very much. I just don't want somebody to get like the wrong idea about me, who I am, background, or anything like that. So I just want to be as transparent as possible on that front. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambeau channel if you've not yet done so. I appreciate the support, and consider hitting that thumbs up, because if you do, it will tell the YouTube machine that you don't necessarily completely hate every word coming out of my mouth. And as such, the YouTube machine will be more likely to recommend to people to watch this if they have similar interests. That's, in short, the way that it works. Also, shout out to my fellow XRP YouTuber, James Rule XRP, who tagged me along with a number of others with this tweet. It was a retweet of a video clip. I'm not going to play it, but it's just a 1 minute 9 second video clip from TechCrunch on September 5th, 2018, and it's Michael Arrington speaking strongly, using some, let's just say, colorful language, which I really enjoyed. Like, I want to speak like this on this channel, but I know that there are kids in the background out there somewhere, so I hold back. I'm pretty tame here by design, but I want to say some of the things that Michael Arrington says. He dropped multiple F-bombs in 1 minute. It was very impressive, and it was all stuff. And mind you, this is September 5th, 2018, and he's just going on about how the SEC is just destroying innovation in the United States. And you can see, here's a quote: "The SEC is single-handedly wrecking the next stage of technology development." He made the point that, if this is how they behaved at the advent of the internet, that, you wouldn't have all the companies that you have today. It would have happened somewhere else. Maybe the evolution would have more or less unfolded in a similar fashion, but it'd be in, he said, Shanghai or who knows where, right? Which I think is a perfectly valid point. But that technology was embraced. There were those that didn't want to embrace it, though. They thought the proliferation of information, there were some that thought, having that type of information at everyone's disposal, and the type of communication that would become possible thanks to the internet, there's some that wanted to squash it. Like, that was a possibility, just like with here. You're talking about the internet of value. There are some that think that it should be squashed. And so Michael Arrington, in this short video clip, he's like if the SEC chair was at this conference or Tech Disrupt here, he's like, I would kick him out. And he's like, but I would want to. He's like, no, I would want to ask him. It's like, do you know that you're just single-handedly destroying innovation in the United States? I'm paraphrasing here. Do you know that you're single-handedly destroying innovation in the United States? And how do you feel about that? So he was not mincing words. It was a great clip. And it's just interesting to see that despite the fact that years have passed, things have not changed. So now you fast forward to today, and you've got this headline from the Daily Hodl. Michael Arrington questions SEC's case against Ripple and XRP, says Howey test outdated and ridiculous, which is a point that I've been making forever on this channel, which is that the people, with the Howey test, when that ruling came down, they never could have foreseen the internet and blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, because these new assets do not fit into this legislation neatly, if at all. It's pretty messy. But anyway, TechCrunch founder Michael Arrington is giving his take on the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's SEC case against Ripple. In a new interview with Leah Halpern, Arrington addresses the Howey test, which was established in a Supreme Court case and determines whether certain transactions qualify as investment contracts subject to securities laws. And by the way, Leah Halpern, she's something. Yeah, nothing against her personally, but talk about being closed-minded. She is anti-Ripple and anti-XRP. And so I was just curious as to why, because I had enjoyed following her on Twitter. And so I just asked her at some point, I don't know, it was a month or so ago. I'd have to go back in like 2 months, I don't know. And I asked her, I was like, so why is it that you're not a fan of XRP? And she responded, I don't recall ever saying that. And I knew that she had, so I found the tweet where she said that, and then I tagged her and I said, this is where you said it. And I did it very tactfully. You can go look and see what I did, and how I worded things. And I said, I'm just genuinely curious. I just, why is it that you don't like Ripple and XRP? Because she indicated in that tweet that she didn't remember tweeting, that she just said that after doing my own research, I'm not into it. That's effectively what it was. And so instead of answering that and articulating her position, instead what she did was she just blocked me on Twitter. So I was kind of curious how this would go between Leah Halpern and Arrington, but she instead she'll just like it's less like she's not interested in anything that's not Bitcoin, it seems like, and it's just not interested in thoughtful, open-minded conversation. It's just a shame, but you know, with the Bitcoin maxi types, that's what you got to come to expect. If you don't have the same opinions as those people, they don't want to be your friend. It's just people that are that close-minded. You got to question, like, what kind of value system is that? But anyway, moving on to peace. According to the SEC, an investment contract exists when there is an investment of money in a common enterprise with a reasonable expectation that profits will be derived from the efforts of others. Arrington says he believes the test is outdated and irrelevant in the digital age. And here's a quote. Whether or not something is a security, even asking that question just plays into the hands of the SEC. They want everybody using their definitions to decide what is and isn't a security. We buy cryptocurrencies with the hope of making money when they're denominated in dollars. We do that because we don't believe in dollars anymore. Is that a security? Maybe. I don't know. It depends, because it's not just about, is it a security, and then the conversation is over. It's, is it a security, and then if it is, which is an entirely a legal definition, then the SEC can really put the hurt on you. I think it's all securities in the sense of we're all buying these things because we're trying to get into assets that will protect us from what the dollar is doing. But no, we look at the Howey test, the 100-year-old test that's absolutely useless in a modern world. It's ridiculous. Do I think XRP is a security? From the point of view of the SEC, no. From the point of view of me, it just doesn't matter. What's a security and what isn't a security is totally irrelevant, and it really just comes down to whether you only allow rich people to trade an asset, or do you allow everyone to trade an asset. And yeah, and so this is the point. It's like the SEC, the whole purpose of it, it's like protecting people that they believe are too stupid from their own stupid actions, which is offensive on its, like, in and of itself, I think anyway. Because in order for you to purchase a security the proper way, you have to be an accredited investor. And so you'd have to have a registered security, then you'd have to be an accredited investor. And I'm pulling from memory here, so I could be wrong, but I think that the requirements are, if not entirely, at least in part, that you either have to have a net worth of $1 million or annually be pulling in $250,000 a year, and then you can become an accredited investor and do whatever you want. But if you don't meet such stringent criteria, then you do not qualify, and you cannot purchase these securities. And so you can purchase stock in publicly traded companies, but that's because they're publicly traded companies. And so they've already gone through all sorts of vetting by the SEC and other entities. And so then they figure, okay, even though you can lose money with these companies and you're a stupid person that can't make decisions that are smart outside of this, at least we vetted them for you. So there you go. So to me, like, it's just kind of offensive, the approach that is being taken there, but that's effectively it. I just think that, you know, there's something to be said for personal responsibility, but since the government doesn't agree, now we have this situation, which is causing massive financial devastation for XRP holders. I mean, it already has. So that's where we're at. But anyway, Peace continues. Ultimately, Arrington says that he hopes the lawsuit can give cryptocurrency companies clarity on how they can legally operate in the United States. And here's a quote. I'm hoping that we get some regulatory clarity from this, but what I believe is the SEC wants Ripple dead to put a feather in their cap. Now, that's pure speculation based on nothing other than speculation. Also, the SEC is an entity that changes over time and is changing right now in terms of SEC chairs, and so what the SEC wants over time is largely going to be dependent on what the executive branch wants over time, and the executive branch just changed, so I have no idea. I believe the SEC probably wants this to go to trial, and if it goes to trial, we'll see what happens, but I don't know. And so, always respect diversity of thoughts. I personally am not convinced that the SEC wants Ripple quote-unquote dead. I think that they're engaging in a money grab. Now, part of the reason that I'm saying that, and of course, like you stated here, things can change over time. New administration coming in, new SEC chair, Gary Gensler, got it. So perspective could change. But at least up to this point, what we've seen is that the SEC, they come after various companies, crypto companies that have sold registered security or unregistered securities rather, like Kick Interactive. And so what they do is it's a shakedown and they pay whatever the large fine is. And then in the case of Kick Interactive, they were told that they're actually allowed to continue doing what the SEC said was illegal for them to do if they file an exemption form every time they want to sell more tokens and give 45 days notice. So it's about controlling the way that the funds are dispersed by the company. And it just seems like a shakedown. Like that's what it looks like on the surface, at least. I don't see how this is protecting investors. It's harming investors, XRP holders. But given that's the case, that's how they've behaved in the past. Given that they're also not requesting a declaratory judgment that XRP be declared as security with these charges, it doesn't look to me like they're trying to kill Ripple. It looks like they want to basically enforce or provide clarity through enforcement. And it's only going to provide so much clarity because XRP, like they don't seem to want to declare whether or not something is a security. They have verbally with Bitcoin and Ethereum, but there's over 7,000 cryptocurrencies out there. And I don't know that you're going to get that with XRP. But I think that even if they never come out and say XRP is not a security, if this litigation passes and Ripple's allowed to continue selling XRP, it's pretty clear what's going on there, right? It's done at that point. And so that's what we'd be looking for. And to the market, I think that would be sufficient clarity there, even if it's never technically declared to not be a security. So it's kind of where it stands in my perspective. But if you look at what happened with the Kick Interactive Kin token, it's allowed to continue trading on cryptocurrency exchanges. It rallied by over 2,000% after this news broke and it got clarity, even though they technically lost the lawsuit. So do I think that the SEC is trying to kill Ripple? No. So I would respectfully disagree with Mr. Arrington there, but I still think what he's saying in a general sense makes a ton of sense. Absolutely. He's broadly just hitting the nail on the head on just about everything that he's saying here. So interesting stuff here. I just thought I'd share with you a perspective from somebody that's it's kind of in the know, kind of in the limelight, and is pro Ripple and pro XRP clearly, because again, he runs Arrington XRP Capital. That's the name of the company. So that's something in and of itself. But I would love to hear what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? I love diversity of thought, even though Leah Halpern doesn't. You let me know what you think, though, okay? And I'll wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.